Alright guys, welcome to today's tutorial slash follow along slash whatever you want to call it. So we're working on Bloodgulch here, and today we're going to be making a new shader and shader graph for these beautiful clouds. I mean, if these are not the most gorgeous clouds you've ever seen in a non-Halo game, then you're an idiot. Just kidding, I love y'all. But anyways, we'll dive right in here. Let's get going. Alright, what is up, people? Today we are going to be doing some animated clouds. So looking at Halo here, the Bloodgulch map. If you take a look up in the sky, you'll see this nice animated cloud just kind of going through there. And if you look closely, it looks like the clouds aren't actually moving themselves, so the texture looks like it's animated instead. So there's some sort of a mask, and they're kind of white looking, and there's a texture scrolling through there. So yeah, that's what we're going to be building. So let's take a look here. Hop over into Unity. So we've got these really boring clouds right now. It's nice that they are a mesh, but you know, they don't move at all. They're just kind of chilling there. Super boring. So let's spice these puppies up here. We're going to go over here. We're going to create a new shader graph. So go over into shader, URP. Let's do an unlit shader. Because we actually don't want this to be affected by shadows. At least I don't think we do. We could always change this later, I guess. And we're going to call this animated clouds. Boom. And we will go ahead and open this up. We'll close that one out. And let's see, what are we going to do here? Well, we want this to be transparent. We'll go ahead and do that. Blend alpha. Sure. That's good. And let's go ahead and start off with what we need. So we know we're going to need some sort of base texture, which is going to have our alpha mask in it. We also know we're going to have some sort of texture scrolling through. So we'll call this, we'll just call it detail. So base, we have our detail. Let's go ahead and add like a animation speed, because those clouds are going to be scrolling through there. It'll be nice to mess with that, mess with the speed. We'll also go ahead and add in a detail scale so we can control the size of those little clouds scrolling through. All right, now for the nodes, we know we're going to need some samples of each of these textures. So we'll have our base, we'll have our detail. We will sample those. Boom. Let's go ahead and go into our base map over here and select our nice clear blue sky. And for detail, let's select our clouds, these puffy looking clouds. All right, so the first thing I guess we should do is let's blend these two things. So we'll add a blend node here. Whoops. Try that again. And this is like super simple output. So if I wanted to take this and blend it with this and use, let's just say, the alpha from here, what you're going to get is those clouds. We'll go ahead and add this scale in here as well. Wait, is that what we want? I think it is. We'll just say 5. I don't think we want it in the UVs. That doesn't seem right. So actually, let's do this. Let's do a UV node. Nope, that's not what we want either. Well, let's try tiling and offset. All right. And we want the tiling to be controlled. There we go. That's what we want here. So we have our detail map, and it's controlled by this scale here. We'll put it at 5, because I want you to be able to see that we're actually hitting the alpha channel here, is where it's masking everything out. So nice, cool. Let's go ahead and save this and just get an idea of what this looks like in the game here. So we'll go to our sky texture. That's the one. It's a little bit higher up. And we'll actually go ahead and animated clouds. What the shit, it got dark. Yeah, that's not what we wanted at all. Okay, what have we done? You broke it. This all looks good. What? Let's see here. I want my sky. 5.5 animation speed. Nobody cares about that yet. Okay. Well, hello everybody. My name is Brent and I'm an idiot. We didn't even connect it over here to our output. Duh. Okay, so there we go. So we have this blue up here and then we have these clouds. So this looks pretty nifty. I do want to go ahead and connect this alpha channel to here so we can still see, the space, everything out there. It is dark blue, which is not what we want, but that's okay. We'll come back to that later. All right, so we have this kind of basic setup going. I do want to go ahead and add in a color. Yeah, we'll just call it color. That works for me. So the color is going to set up. What we're going to do is we want to multiply the color. All right, so we're going to create this color node and let that be an input here, here, and now we just kind of replace this. So the idea is we're going to take this color and actually control the clouds here. So this is looking good, I think. Let's check on this color. So if I change the color to red, it changes the whole thing to red. That may not be quite where we want it. Maybe it happens at the end, actually. So what we will do is we'll move this multiply, boop, and we'll put the output right there. Okay, so now if we change the color, that's looking a little bit better. It's still using that blue, but that's okay. All right, so we have color input, we have our base texture. We have this thing looking pretty good, I think. It would be better though if we could really control the color here. Not just the color, but I guess also the alpha. So you see the alpha's at 0, but it's not affecting this at all. So let's try and fix that. So we want our color to be split. We'll do this. We'll split it because we want the alpha channel to be multiplied. Let's see if I put our color, whoops, into here. We can get the RGB values out. We can also multiply. Let's add another multiply here. Boop. We just want the alpha and this alpha to be multiplied together, and we want that to go to the output here. So this part of the color is going to control, look at this spaghetti over here. Boop. Okay, so we only want the alpha out from here, and we want the alpha to go to that. And now we just need to go to the color, and so our alpha is 0, so it's just showing up as like nothing, right? That's okay. So that's actually looking pretty good. So now if I go to like kind of this red color, you can see that this blue shows up, which is not quite, that's not quite what we were going for here. So, we don't even have the clouds either. So this actually needs to, boom, right over there. Okay, so we have our main color, our alpha, going from here, and then this needs to be like that. Something's off here. So I need to go from the sky, I will have to blend these two together, which that makes sense. But that shouldn't go here. This should go right here. Oh, but it can't because it's complaining that this exists. So we will try that again. Okay, now it's black. That also doesn't seem correct. Oh, I went from alpha. Yikes. This is supposed to go here. Okay, now we're back. So the last kind of piece, I guess, for these clouds, we have the alpha working. The color kind of works if you go all the way to red, but I should be able to go, like when I go like this, it shouldn't be blue at all, right? And so maybe, how do we, I guess we only want the mask from that, really. Do we want any of this blue color? I think I will leave it for a moment. Jump back over in the scene. It is really dark. And so we can control the alpha now. And if I turn it to red, yeah, I mean, it doesn't exactly change it to red, so that's not quite what we're looking for. And it could be that, you know, this texture, this sky texture should really be white, I guess, instead of this blue color, because we don't want the blue to show through our skybox. So I think what we will do is we will come back to this blue color. Let's now think about animating these clouds. So what we probably want to do is animate this offset, right? So if I put this at like 1, 2, or we'll do like 0.5, right? So now you can kind of see it moving. 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5. And so to animate this, we'll want to do a time node. So I pretty much use time anytime I want to animate something. We will want to actually multiply this with our speed, so our animation speed. So plug in time, plug in our speed, and let's go ahead and set our speed to, we'll just set it to 1 for now. Put the output, so offset is in X and Y, so we will need a vector here. Not a veek, but a vec. And so I believe we'll want this in the X coordinate. We will check this in a moment. Okay, so now we have these clouds being animated. This actually looks pretty cool here. If I look at the main preview, whoa, they're moving really fast. So let's put that speed down. Let's go with 0.1 here. Let's actually save this and go take a look in the scene. Can we tell which way the clouds are moving? Are they moving at all? Interesting. I actually do not see them moving whatsoever in the scene itself. It could be because we have this going on. Are they moving? Am I blind? No, I do not see. Oh, here's the speed here. We have 2.1. Okay. Oh yeah, that's a good start. So if I'm down here, if you remember in game, you look up and they're kind of scrolling through. That's a really good start, actually. So now we really just need to fix this blue color. That blue color is, man, that's starting to really get on my nerves. I mean, technically I could just go with just the alpha channel and let's shove this into here. Ignore, no, I don't want that. Or do I? What happens if I just throw the color over here? Oh. Well, hey. Okay, so if I throw the color into there, I can change the color to whatever I like. Okay, I think this is what we want. So we're actually just going to skip this whole piece. And what we're doing is we're just basically applying a color to the alpha itself. and that's kind of driving what this looks like. So instead of having this blue background, now everything is driven just by the color node here. Wow, so look at that. I don't see the animation, so let's double check that this all makes sense. Yes, so we will need to, this alpha is good, but we will need to actually multiply the color itself. I believe we want to multiply. Yes, we do have an issue, right? So we have this color going into the alpha, but we don't have this node attached to anything. So what we will do is we will just multiply these two together. Oh, there we go, got the blue back. That is really frustrating. How do I only get it to be white? Maybe multiply is not the right thing. Why don't we do a blend node? When in doubt, blend. Okay, so we'll take the color and we'll blend it with the output of the animated animated texture there. Shove that over here. Interesting that this overlay does nothing darken. What about screen? Screen seems like a pretty good one. Apparently not. Let's do this. Let's change the color real quick to something else like red, or something like that. That's good. Multiply is what we basically had before. Negation. Overlay. Subtract. Yeah, this is really not doing what I wanted to do at all. At least I don't think it is. Yeah, if I go black to, like, why is it yellow, right? Because it's being subtracted. Darken. That is frustrating here. What if I do additive? I'm just trying to change a couple things because at this point, not really sure what the best approach is to get the look that I want. Okay, so additive seems to have helped quite a bit here. I can see that the clouds are moving as I want them to move, so they're looking pretty good. Although they're not quite as bright as I would like. All right, let's mess with this just a little bit more. So I think we just need to delete this node. We have our blend working as we want. And now what we really need, we need to multiply these things. Like, we need this color node. So we need the color to come in and be multiplied by this. Like, this is the only way that this is going to make much sense to me, I think. And I'm actually going to delete this. Yeah, actually, no, I wanted that there, didn't I? Overlay. Maybe I don't want overlay. So maybe this is where I want the screen to happen. Yeah, like that might actually work. So changing that to a screen. There's the blending mode there. Now, so let's see what happens if I change the color. It should go down to like a black. It doesn't turn black, which is interesting. It does turn red though. But as I go down in the black, it doesn't seem to, it doesn't quite work the way that I wanted to. But let's go check it out in the scene anyways. Those clouds are moving pretty fast too. Let's see if we can change that a little bit. Let's put it like 0.01, so they're moving kind of slow because they're pretty high up there. Yep, that looks pretty good. Now let's take the same animated clouds and let's actually do that for the clouds themselves. So we've got our animated clouds, and we'll set the speed a little, so it'll be definitely faster. than the ones up high. Yeah, so that's not looking too bad. I do want to go back and change this to alpha again. Yeah, okay, that looks a lot better. So I have my alpha and it's additive. We'll see if I change the colors here. So yeah, that's what we need. So we need the alpha back. So it goes to black to red. I can set the color. White is really good here. The ones that are up a little bit higher, so in the sky itself, I think I will turn that down to, I don't know, let's just say 150. So they're not quite as vibrant as the ones that are really close. And the ones that are really close, man, they're moving pretty fast. I think I will tune that down a little bit. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is looking really good. So in the game earlier, I was somewhere over here near red base. As I looked up, yep, this looks good. The clouds are moving, and you know, it's funny. This sky actually, I don't think it's in the game because it looks more like that. But we'll keep it here. I think it looks pretty good. Maybe I'll just go and set this to like 50 or something, just so it adds a little bit more atmosphere, but it's not, they're just kind of very slowly moving because it adds more depth, right? Because it's a little higher than these other clouds. So as you move around, they also move. Yeah, this is looking good. All right. Well, that's it. So I think we're done with this. The clouds are looking good. We've animated them using the shader graph. And so next what we're going to do is we're going to start adding in some scenery. And so what I'll have to do is I'll have to go into Halo and figure out where things need to be placed. We'll come back here, import the models, and place them on the map. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Laters.